9-17. He's got a 2-2-6.
Yeah. They must lose a lot of 2-1 games.
Yeah, exactly. He's heading in like, he gives up the second goal. He's like, there goes the win.
Yeah, geez, we're done.
That's the end of that game.
That was Kenny Holland's. Kenny Holland's career goals against in the American League was 4.55 or something. So get me 5 goals, boys, and the 2 points are in the bag.
Nice. I saw the Finns had their lineup out yesterday night. I was just perusing through. They're
good.
Good.
Well, Rantanen, right?
They're gonna be hard to play against. They got the monster back one more year.
They asked. I did an interview with the Finns yesterday. They were talking about what do Canadians think of Antila.
Him and that Bjorninen on the fourth line are quite a pair.
Yeah. This seemed like a suboptimal time for the computer to reboot.
Downloading some new software, are we? Restart. Oh, here we are as well. Oh, I'm doing the same. Interesting. Now, what could end tonight? Toronto could end tonight. Edmonton is going game 5 only.
Yeah.
Right.
So Nurse and Pietrangelo are suspended?
Yeah.
That Pietrangelo was bad.
Yeah. His defense was he didn't hit him that hard, and he hit him on the pads, like not on his bone.
Intent follows the bullet.
It's a weak defense. But the other one, though, for Nurse, is almost more frustrating for the Oilers. Now, I'm not surprised they did it, but there were 2 calls like that this year.
Yeah, they were rescinded both.
Both rescinded.
Yeah.
And it's not like Haig wasn't willing to fight.
Right.
Like, if Nurse grabbed me, you're like, okay, you're beating up a guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
You know, you grab the guy, and at the end of previous games, there's been lots of fights. You could make the argument that I thought we were just going to have the tussle the same way we've had at the end of a lot of games. I wouldn't believe you, but at least I think it's more feasible than what they try to argue for whatever Pietrangelo's defense was. Kind of dumb plays by 2 pretty important players, actually.
Yeah.
All right, Gord. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
102 periods left.
When you put it that way, plus overtimes.
Yep.
So when this is over, we'll go straight down to the opening, then eat?
I guess. Where's KP? I'd probably rather get it out of the way.
Yeah, let's just go down and go out and do it by that fence, and then come back. How's that sound? Yeah. Yeah. You know what that fence I'm talking about? It's right. It's at this end. We go outside the building, and there's a fence right there. It's like a short fence, like a waist-high fence. What time do we normally start here, KP? No, like what time on the clock? When do we start? Like 2 minutes to go, or? Okay. 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 And it's home first, correct? Yeah, it's first. Yeah.
There we go. It's amazing the Americans haven't, with all their good teams, they've never kind of broke through.
They had a nightmare getting guys this year.
Clearly.
None of those NTDP guys will go.
You want to go hang out with your buddies? I could go play 5 years later with my college teammates.
But I think they don't. What happens there is that this happens.
Yeah, I know.
It's all
internal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How come you're on the power play?
Yeah, a lot of competition and whatever.
Right. Okay. Okay. But I won't hear them, right? I won't hear. Who's hosting today? I think that's on my schedule.
Oh, did you print one out? Good for you.
It is Laura and Dave. All weekend, by the looks of it. Mark, Death Row comes on Monday.
Death Row is the best nickname going in the league right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm updating number 2 of 5 of 7.
Well, number 7 took the longest.
It just jumped to 7 of 7,
yeah.
But it's on a crawl now.
I got nothing here right now.
Sweet. It's Sean Fernandez of the USA and Andre Schrader from Germany. Nick Briganti. Andreas Koyer.
I'm 100% there. Welcome, IIHF. Oh God, now I have to log in.
Yeah, right. You need a login code.
I don't think I do. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Restore. Okay, here we go. I'm restored.
Oh.
And I'm up.
You have the home and garden up, are you?
Well, hang on. There we go. Crisis averted.
He's back, baby.
Okay. And the Skoda deal's back. Renewed.
Was the Skoda car not there last year?
No, they've renewed. It's the longest sports partnership in Europe. It's been like since the 70s.
Let's say they were there when I played in 2000 and whatever. Let's get the club anthems going.
There we go. So the upper deck's full.
These fans are going to lay it on the line all game.
You should have seen the beer stand down here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, we got the cameras on the refs again. Nice.
Yeah.
Do we have to lay out for them to talk? Let's have a good game, remember?
I think we do.
No one told us, but. Like there's more Slovakians. Oh, there we go.
You're up.
My favorite continent. Okay.
Day 1 of the 2023 World Hockey Championship. Sean Fernandez of the United States, Andre Schrader of Germany are the referees for this game between the arch rivals from Czechia and Slovakia. And the captain's doing the traditional exchange of gifts. We're not sure where those gifts go when they're done, but must be a large storage room somewhere in these countries to keep all those pennants. And these teams both had good years last year internationally. The Slovaks won bronze at the Olympic Games in Beijing, their best performance ever at an Olympics game. And the head coach of their national team, he's been the head of their team since 2018. Long head coach and assistant. He spent 14 years in the league as a player. And Kari Jalonen of Finland is in his second year behind the bench of the Czech national team. They won that bronze medal last year at the World Championship in his home country of Finland. His goal is to get back to Tampere, where the gold medal game will be played later this month. Jakub Zaboral, one of 5 NHL players on this Czechia roster. And they've got some firepower in this tournament. And the starting goaltender for Slovakia is Stanislav Skorvanek. Plays for Dukla Mihalovic in the Slovak Extra League at a .929 save percentage there this year. And for Czechia, Šimon Rubec, who played for Zurich in the Swiss National League, had a .927 save percentage there, led that league in save percentage and goals against average. So Karel Vejmelka of the Arizona Coyotes is not only not starting, he's not dressed for this game this afternoon. Roman Chervenka led the tournament in points last year, was named the top forward. We're set to get underway. And away we go. Slovakia, the home team, has the last change. And these fans have been priming for this game for days.
It's been a beautiful sight to see all the fans return in full to this tournament. The colors and the sounds of a full house. And what a great game to start the tournament off with.
When this tournament was played here 2 years ago, fans were not allowed in the buildings for the most part. Patrick Koch plays that ahead. And chasing after it is Milos Kelemen. It is a friendly but fierce rivalry, if that makes sense. The fans very good-natured in the long lineups at the beer tents and the beer stands.
Out in droves early this morning. 4 o'clock local start.
Mario German plays out ahead for Libor Hudacek. Flip that wide of the goal. It bounces back, played out by Michael Spacek. Winnipeg Jets draft pick once upon a time, plays that back to center ice. Czechs beat the United States in the bronze medal game last year, fell behind 3-1 in that game, made a goalie change in the first intermission, and won the game 8-4 to capture their first medal at the World Championship in 9 years. Filip Lapik plays that back for Jakub Zaboral. Flips that back in, the puck went over the glass and out of play.
Vladimir Sobotka, longtime NHLer. He's been over in Europe for a few years. Played for Czechia in the World Championship. And one advantage with not that many NHLers in this game is that a lot of these players know each other. They play with each other throughout the year, international tournaments that occur in the breaks of their domestic seasons.
And not just that, a lot of Slovaks play in the Czech Extra League.
They know each other from competing this year, you're right.
Zaboral flips that back ahead. David Tomaszek. Looks back down to Lukas Shedlak. Zaboral. Jordan, and Jordan with a shot. Save made in front. The rebound bounces loose. And Jordan picks it back up. Success for Skorvanek. Now brought back. Jordan moves it back in front. That pass was knocked away. And played out by Martin Romiak.
Jordan knew he had Sobotka on the back door, trying to slide it over for a tap-in.
Pavel Regenda plays for Anaheim in the NHL. Also spent a good chunk of time with San Diego in the American League, their AHL affiliate. That is a free agent by the Ducks. David Nemecek brings it out. That's back into by Chernok. Puck was played with a high stick. And as a result, play is called with 2.5 gone here in a brisk opening period.
Some chances in the offensive zone for Czechia. And Mikhail Jordan jumping in for the point here as Chromiak overcommitted to the middle. He gets the shot in, and Sedlak all alone just couldn't quite kick it out to his stick. And a good opportunity. Mikhail Jordan famously played for Carolina.
Yes.
Where everyone called him Michael Jordan. Got reservations at any restaurant he wanted.
We got a free courtesy card of it too until I figured it out. He's Michal Jordan here. David Nemecek banks that back to center ice. Koch back to pick it up. Plays it back around for Oliver Okular, a Slovak who plays in the Czech Extra League. It was 30 years ago that the Czechs and Slovaks had the Velvet Divorce. And the first international tournament to experience it was the World Junior Championship that year in Gävle, Sweden. The Czechs and Slovaks went to bed on New Year's Eve as teammates on Czechoslovakia and woke up playing for the Czechs and Slovaks. There's a hard shot there by Dominik Kubalik. Rebound, that's hammered wide. So basically woke up living in different countries on New Year's Day, but they finished the tournament as one team. Live back in, that hard shot taken by Tomas Kondratek. Kondratek turned away. Cervenka drops that back to Filip Chytil. 22 goals this year, a career high for him with the New York Rangers. Cervenka plays it back for Kondratek, and the stop made by Skorvanek.
There we go.
Oh, hello.
What's this velvet divorce you're talking about? The tempers are fleeces.
And the rivalry not so friendly right now.
Sparking off, and this is all the top guys. This is Chytil, Kubalik, Rivik.
That Kubalik is...
Stepanek. And
those guys were teammates, weren't they, at one point in Chicago?
Czech players showed up into the pile looking to not de-escalate, but stir it up.
The officials are taking at least 2 out of this, and maybe more.
You thought you were going to tiptoe your way into this tournament. No dice. Andre Schrader. Just the one. Well,
wow.
Now Chytil did come in late with authority. So pushing it there, he comes flying in and sends your man into the crossbar. He might take the worth of it. I have a hard time believing there were no other infractions in this entire pile.
I've read the IIHF rulebook. There, some things were broken there, but well, especially Panik and Kubalik.
But if you're trying to set the tone early,
right?
And we don't want scrums. We don't want this after every whistle. We take the instigator and just one guy, and that one guy was Chytil. So if that's their goal, then I guess mission accomplished.
So Slovakia to the power play. The Slovaks finished 8th last year in the World Championship. They lost the quarterfinal match against Finland 4-2. They had a ton of power play opportunities in that game and couldn't cash.
Still looking for their first shot on net, and the power play look for it.
Romiak plays it back across. Ocular. Kanashko working the point, the power play. Kanashko back for Ocular. Walks in and shoots. That's knocked down by Rubats. And we got a problem. Rubats has an issue with his mask. The referee immediately calls play. That shot strike him in the mask. His strap's undone.
I don't think his straps are fine. Maybe just some debris. Salkriar catches him square in the cage, and he's asking for help. I wonder if something got into his eye more so than the. Traditionally, the straps pop off the back of the helmet, but it looked like his were still intact. But the referees are more sensitive to that. They don't ask the goaltenders to play through. If they need some assistance, they generally blow it dead right away.
Used to be automatic in the IIHF that if a puck struck the goaltender's mask, the play was called right away.
One of my least favorite rules of the international game. I'm glad they've changed as the rule books have amalgamated, got closer to mirroring each other between the NHL and international hockey.
Samuel Kanashko plays for Cleveland in the American Hockey League, was drafted in the 3rd round by Columbus in 2020. Drops that back for Romiak. Martin Romiak was an LA pick in 2020 as well. And that pass gets away from Kanashko, and Slovakia has to regroup. Kanashko slides that back ahead for Regenda. Regenda brings it back around for Romiak. Drops it back off to Cehlarik. Cehlarik back to Kanashko. Romiak tees it up and shoots, scores! Martin Romiak, power play goal, and Slovakia has the early lead.
Romiak's the trigger man. They set him up for the one-timer. It's a slow developing play. And yet Hrubik doesn't get all the way over there. They get to their set. Cehlarik on the offside. Here comes Romiak, and the flyby screen by Regenda. Timed perfectly. Flashes right through the eye line of Hrubik. And he doesn't see that one short side at all. It's a stoppable shot. But the screen makes it hard for him to find.
So Rubats is beaten cleanly.
Slovakia takes advantage of an undisciplined penalty by Filip Chytil.
Romiak had a good year in the American Hockey League this year, played for LA's farm team in Ontario. 15 goals in 55 games. He was an LA 5th-round pick, spent a couple years with Kingston of the Ontario Hockey League. But there's that key power play goal for Slovakia early. As you mentioned, a costly penalty for Filip Chytil. Now Richard Panik back after it. Plays it back at the point, fanned on by Janešek. And played back to center ice. Janešek has to hustle back as Jakub Fleck was bearing it on him. Nemecek back with it. Czechs have won the last 3 meetings between these two. The last Slovak win was in 2012, the last time Slovakia won a medal at the World Championship. They took a silver that year.
If Slovakia was going to mark any game on their calendar other than the elimination games, this would be it.
Right. If I had a ticket to this game, I'd want it to face the stands.
It's fun. Even as a player, you can't help but feel the energy in the building.
And it'll be energetic tonight when Canada takes on Latvia in front of a packed house here in Riga. Kondratek plays that back ahead. Lunacek knocks it down. Sukel drops it back, and the long shot kicked out by Rubets.
Same flyby screen by Cehlarik on that one. Trying to not hang in front, but just flash in front.
Cehlarik back for Hudacek. Plays it back at the point. Koch with it. Banks it back down for Peter Cehlarik. A Boston draft pick 10 years ago. And now Chytil brings it back out 3-on-2 for Czechia.
Lots of time.
Cervenka drops it back for the trainer Kubalik. Cervenka shoots, scores! Roman Cervenka answers on a beautiful 3-on-2 for Czechia.
He's the captain. He's last year's leading scorer. And that was a slick finish by Cervenka. Cehlarik turns the puck over here on the back check, and Chytil has lots of energy and stretches out this 3-on-2. Center lane drive and the return pass that is so wide by Kubalik over to Cervenka. The idea that you can cross-body one time that one from that angle, that distance, and get it up and past the goaltender is an exceptional finish by Cervenka, and a quick response to even things up by Czechia as their #1 line goes to work.
You know, last year the story was David Krejci and David Pastrnak together, but it was Cervenka that led the tournament in scoring. He's got the equalizer here in the first period.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Riga World Hockey Championship. What a fantastic atmosphere right now. I want you to put your hands together for the official IIHF World Hockey Championship mascot, Restores Vikings. Now we go into all together. 3, 2, 1. Spike, 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 spike. He's back. He's hands on his own. Take a chance to pass it to the photos. A cheer up for your next team.
Back here in Riga, Latvia, one of the two host cities for the 2023 World Championship. Tampere, Finland is the other. Riga was the host of the entire tournament 2 years ago, but due to COVID restrictions, fans were not allowed in the building in large numbers. A very different situation this year. And there was a curfew in 2021 on the streets. There isn't one this year.
I'm not sure everyone always abided by that curfew.
You have to. I think you have to stay out past midnight this year. Brought in Regenda, centers it. That was blocked by Thomas Dvorak. Regenda plays that back for Gaidos. Long shot kicked out by Rubets. Another long drive. This time Rubets gloves it. There was a late poke there by Regenda that irritated the Czechs after that long shot by Gaidos.
I don't even think Regenda got him. I think Regenda skated through, and it was Dvorak's stick that got into his own goaltender. So, like, I'm allowed to skate through here. As you see Slovakia going to the 3 up high on the blue line. They go Rister from the point. Here comes Regenda. Watch it. Stefan's stick, I think, that ends up poking Hrubek, not Regenda's. But any reason to get into a scrum right now feels like both teams are willing to oblige.
7.5 gone here in the opening period. Lantoshi with a quick shot. And Rubets gets that out. And Jordan throws down Kanashko. Sedlak plays it back in. Takas Kolka pick it up. He got bumped off the puck by Sedlak. Sedlak plays it back in. Here's Kanashko. Picks another bump. He's got a target on his back on this shift. Chaco drops that back to Lantoshi, and Jordan plays that away. And Jordan swings back to touch it up, but the play's offside at the Czech blue line.
Sometimes these games have a way of starting out slowly, but not this one, as there's been a couple goals 8 minutes in. First one on the power play as Kormiak tees up a one-timer, and then Filipino out of the box, onto the rush, give and go, Kubalik to Cervenka, and a nice finish to tie the game.
Both kind of similar long cross-ice passes and shots from sharp angles.
And the first one is an easy save, were it not for the screen. Second one's a pretty nice finish. You just gotta tip your hat on the shot. Not many guys can make that shot across their body.
Bouncing puck at center ice. Fleck knocked that away. And back goes David Nemechek to pick it up. Nemechek spent a couple years in North America, in the Ontario League and the Western League. For the longest time, most top Czechs and Slovaks came over to play junior in North America. That's changed somewhat in recent years. A lot of them have gone to Sweden. David Pasternak kind of blazed that trail for them. Kellerman picks it off the board, throws it back in front, and Rubets knocks that away. Baranek sidestepped the check there and knocks it out. Here is Panik with it. Panik spent 10 years in the NHL with 7 teams.
Just fought staying healthy, kept getting head injuries in the last few years of his career.
Had a real good year in Chicago, scored 22 goals one year, was terrific. Sukal in, shoots, and Rubets makes the stop on that. Zelak picks out of the corner, drops that back at the point, and that long shot by Michal Ivan goes just wide. Here's Ivan back with it on the other point, shoots, that deflects wide. Sukal can't pick it up, and Kondratek lifts it back down to the Slovak line. Budacek battling for it, picked up by Hedl, spins back in the corner, Hedl gains the puck back, winds his way through and shoots. That was tipped wide. Ramped off the stick of Kubalik. This top line going back to work for Czechia, but it bounced past the defenseman back down to the Czech line.
You can see the lively legs of Filipino whenever he gets a half step.
Here he comes again.
Like
Hedl
that.
with Lapik. And for the trailer, Schmeiko's wearing a full cage. That was kept alive. Schmeichel took a stick in the face in practice yesterday. Had to go to the hospital.
What kind of practice you have the day before the tournament that gets a stick into somebody's face? That seems like a fine for the coach.
Knashko knocks that in. Lifted back up by Thomas Dvorak. Knashko back across for Kolk. Lifts that high and wide. That's the Slovak fan singing. Again, that was dumped at center ice. As the Czechs are changing, Zaboral had to hustle off there. Now a loose puck in front. And just unable to reach that was William Chacho. Rosandic, long shot, and Rubets can't hang on. They score!
He put it in his own net.
I think he did.
He hooked it back into his own net. Rosandic is
celebrating as though he scored it, but it did look like Simon Rubets put it in himself.
Innocent looking play, mishandled by Czechia moving up the ice. Bit of a disjointed line change. I don't think there were too many men. They didn't miss that call, even though there are a lot of guys coming and going. In the end, though, it's an absolute nothing play from the point, and Rozan Dietz here. Rubix makes the save, doesn't do great with the rebound, trying to pull it back in. Pulled it back too hard. He went 5-hole on himself. You get a great look at it here. Bouncing puck, and he's trying to put his glove on it. Oh boy. He pulled it, then I think cuffed it with his glove as well for extra juice on it. There's no stick near him. What a tough start to the game for Simon Rubek in net for Czechia.
And Kari Yalonen on the Czech bench who's shaking his head. He saw the replay of the scoreboard.
Slovaks loosening up as we...
Well, we've seen that movie before. He came off the bench in the bronze medal game last year to lead Czechia to a bronze medal.
He did not remove his baseball cap, so...
And a long drive this time by Rivik. Kicked away by Rubens. Cannot. Lays that back around. This has been a lively first period. Panik got tied up there, and he's into it now with Chernok. Eight and a half to go here in the opening period. And the Slovaks are back up 2-1. Well, there's been lots to cheer about, groan about, talk about so far this first period. A 2-1 lead for Slovakia. Slovaks open the scoring on the power play with Filip Chytil in the penalty box for Czechia. There's been an own goal, a beautiful 3-on-2, and lots of nastiness after the whistle.
Vivek just got clipped by his own teammate's stick in the face, icing it down during the break.
Ludacek swats that across. Plays it back in, trying to find Cehlarik. Now Cehlarik loose behind the goal, plays it back around for Sukel. Cehlarik got to hit back up. Trying to give the cold shoulder there to Michael Kempney. He's a Stanley Cup winner with Washington in 2018. Remember that trade at the deadline? No one really talked about it. It was kind of a depth deal. No one thought much of it. And all of a sudden, Kempney became a regular for the Capitals and a big part of their win.
John Carlson's partner during that cup run. He was a massive part of that win with Washington.
Played back in by Tamashi. Tamashi spins back in the corner. So look how he got thumped down there by Patrick Koch.
No penalty was being called, and now we gotta blow the whistle.
Filip Chlapik got hammered down just inside the Czech blue line.
Oh my goodness. That was...
Now there was no penalty indicated.
Absolutely not. Ref Andre Schrader waved it off, acknowledging I saw the hit and I'm not making a call.
Kempney's going off.
Well, I guess. But I'm stunned that there was not a call on the Chlapik hit. That was Trouba on Meyer-esque. Leans into him. I mean, he's bent over. He goes right through him, but the Does he hit his head on the ice as he's going back is the primary concern. That's, oh boy, I hope not.
And the officials are talking to Cervenka, the captain of Czechia, about how he had his elbow in, his arm was in.
It's one of those situations, Gord, where the hit in itself is not illegal, wasn't a charge, wasn't an elbow, but it was a lot of head contact.
Right.
And that often is enough to force a call, even if all other parts of the hit are, by definition, legal. Rafik staying on the bench, that's great news because that was ferocious.
Second round pick of Ottawa in 2015. He spent 4 years in the NHL with a couple of teams. Kempny goes off for roughing, and the Slovaks get their second power play. They scored on their first. And that was a thunderous hit by Patrick Koch, who plays in the Czech Extra League for Vitkovica.
Out of all that, Slovakia is back to the power play, where they've already scored one in the game.
Panik for the face-off against Sobotka, which is a Vladimir Sobotka specialty for 11 years in the NHL, killing penalties, winning face-offs.
Slight guy, shockingly strong.
And he wins that face-off, sent down the ice by Canuck. No race for it. Schmeichel gets in there. It was a power play goal by Martin Romiak that opened the scoring here in the first period. And Sobotka pokes at that. Panik keeps it alive. Kellerman. Tadabal on the board. Cehlarik couldn't hang on to that. Sobotka's got it back as the Czechs are changing. Eric Rivik. Spent 3 years in the Quebec League with Moncton. With the Memorial Cup with them. Well, batted back around, but the loose puck goes right to Lucas Sedlak. And Sedlak skates it out and fires that down. He's trying to find Fleck there on the lead pass, short-handed. Fleck throws it back in front. Sedlak couldn't corral a wraparound try, scores! Lucas Sedlak, short-handed goal, and Czechia has tied it.
What a goal by Sedlak. He sails this one on Fleck, but Fleck beats the defender to it, and Kellerman a little late getting back on Sedlak, and this is a pretty good wrap at full speed. He gets a piece of Skorbanek on the way by, drives him further out, and then it's actually put in off the pad. Skorbanek puts it in his own net, so that's 2 goals now.
2 own goals.
Own goals. 1 for each team, but that is really well done for Sedlak, who is skating well to start the game.
Sedlak, the Columbus draft pick in 2011, played nearly 200 NHL games. Actually began this year in the NHL with Colorado, then Philadelphia, then went back to the Czech Extra League and was the Czech Player of the Year, despite playing just 2/3 of the year.
He's full of confidence. A different looking player than you saw in the NHL.
So the Slovaks remain in the power play here. Romiak plays that back across for Regenda. Batted down by Okular. Kanashko. Regenda. Romiak. Back for Regenda. To Okular. Works in, holds, has a look. Feeds it back down. Regenda turns and shoots. And Rubets steers that away. Kanashko plays it back across. Romiak didn't get all of that. And Rubets turns it away. Final seconds now of the power play. Kanashko for Okular.
Trying to find Chromiak's stick over there.
Okular walks in, plays it back down, takes a return pass that skipped away from him. Kempny drops that back for Jordan. Inside 5 to go here in the first period. At this hour, Finland taking on the United States in Tampere.
Tough games for some of the top teams.
Yeah, no kidding. And now Tamashi lost his stick and a hand pass called against him. 4:41 to go. Tied first period. There has been a lot going on here in this first period. Lukas Sedlak is the latest to figure in the scoring with a shorthanded goal. Played the Olympics in 2022 for Czechia. Went back to the NHL for the start of the year.
A pretty good effort on that goal. To stay with the play, and not yet been a goaltending. You usually associate tight defense, physical play, and good goaltending when you think of Czechia and Slovakia.
Right.
Not really been the case in the first period. I wonder if all the offense we've seen in the NHL will drift overseas for the Worlds. We're getting a lot more lenient with the assists.
Yes, Kudratek gets a second assist on the
Sedlak goal.
Yeah, the Sedlak goal.
There's 2 assists on the own goal by Hrubik, which used to not be the case at all. Which puts a smile on my face, you know.
In soccer, they actually score it as an own goal, which is vicious.
That is
and they name you. Like they name the person that put it in his own net.
That is tough.
Slid in now by Kellerman. Lifted that wide of the goal. 4 to go here in the first period. Dvorak, tied up by Kellerman. And Cervenka slides it ahead for Lapik, who's back out for Czechia, which is great to see after that big hit. Back goes Janicic to pick it up. He got bumped in the corner by Schmeichel. Now Dvorak, a long shot through the traffic. And that's gloved by Skorvanek.
Czechia would have felt that they didn't deserve to be shorthanded on that last power play after the big hit on Lapik. So they go kill the penalty, but maybe they feel they get their just reward for an actual shorthanded goal. And I think the kick by Sedlak into the skate of Skorvanek threw him even further out of the net, making the recovery more difficult. For the wrap in. Power play goal, Shorty.
Off the draw. Lapik just misfired on that. Now another chance. And that one from Kostalek goes off a stick, up and out of play.
It's amazing. So Lapik takes that monstrous hit, and presumably he's feeling fine, but it is unsettling that you know you got hit that hard.
Right.
Like trying to get back in the game and get bumping and playing with a puck. You see him fan on a shot there. It takes you a minute to get your bearings and get back on the ice and feel like everything's okay. Let's just go and play.
Gaidos plays that back to center ice. Here's Thomas Dvorak with it. Last played internationally for Czechia in the 2012 under-18s.
Wow.
Where have we got his number back?
He missed the entire decade of the 20s playing for his country, just about.
Cehlarik throws that back to center ice, and it's lifted back in by Tomasha. Schmeichel back in the corner with it. But brought down there by Sukel. At the point, able to hold it was Zaboral. Brought ahead now. Kunacek walks in. Back has it back across, and just missing on that was Cehlarik. Another long shot. That's kicked out by Rubens. Shots are 11-4, or pardon me, 13-6 in favor of Slovakia. So the Slovaks with a pretty strong edge in play here in the opening period. A couple of power plays have helped. Well, they gave him a short-handed goal, one of them. Regenda slides that back across, and it's brought out by Tamashi. And Regenda back for it. Again, remember that bronze medal winning team at the Beijing Olympics. As Kanashko plays that back down to the Czech zone. Well, if you wonder if these teams would ease themselves in the World Championship, your question's been answered, and it is no. They've hit the ground full throttle here. Here's Fleck with it. Set up that short-handed goal for Czechia. Lifted back ahead for Chacho. Goes racing after it, clubs that towards goal. Rebound loose in front And just missing on that.
Oh boy, was massive collision.
Ocular, and now spilled in the slot is Yuri Chernok.
Accidental. Rozandic just collided, snapped a stick, and Chernok grabbed for his knee right away. I think everyone was just staring at the puck, moving around, and didn't see each other. The referees will get together to talk about it, but I hope that Chernok is okay. A lot going on for the officials in this first period.
Well, they're sending off Rozandic.
Here we're gonna look at it. Puck's loose. Krubak is fighting the puck every time it gets near his pads. And as the rebound's cleared, here they come. They're both pretty wide. Oh, Rozandic accidentally on purpose. No, he's there. Get a better look at it here. I mean, he's got his legs wide trying to turn, although he does see him. He probably could have retracted the knee.
Plays under review, which means they've called a 5-minute major, and they're reviewing it.
Chernok was just held off the ice, so he went to the dressing room for Czechia.
Yeah. So Rozandic has been given a 5 for now, and now the two referees, Sean Fernandez of the United States and Andre Schrader of Germany, will review it. They can knock it down to a 2.
Feels like Rozandic had no intention of hitting anyone there. He was looking to turn and find the puck. And then, right before the contact, he saw Chernok coming and elected to brace himself as opposed to mitigate the collision.
So you've made this point before that whether it's accidental or not,
it's still an infraction.
Right.
But I don't know, I mean, it's violent and the guy just left the game. So maybe that warrants the 5. But if you're trying to measure intent, doesn't feel like Rozandic's intent was there to get his knee out to make a hit. He was more turning. He just was the one who saw it last minute and braced himself. Look at Rozandic in the box, pleading his case. This is the weird thing about
so they're reviewing
officials.
They're reviewing it like 5 feet from him.
They're in the Slovakian side of the penalty box. And Rozandic, I think, is watching it, but he could be also pleading his case. I know I would be. So in the end, I think this is probably worth a 5, even though I'm willing to concede Rozandic didn't go out there looking to make contact when he first started the turn.
And Rozandic, you can see him arguing with him on their way off.
Is he putting his gloves back on, or is he going to...
For Slovakia receives a 5-minute major and game misconduct for context to knee.
So it's a knee penalty, a 5-minute major, and a game misconduct for Rozandic.
Feels... That's what I was kind of suggesting. Not malicious, but violent enough that spells the end of the night for Rozandic. So 5-minute with 1:23 on the clock. This almost works out well. You get your first unit out there. They get to finish the period.
Right.
Carry over on fresh ice.
Bring them right back.
You don't have to put someone in the box because no one's getting out until after the intermission. So you don't need someone in there until they're going to put someone in anyways. But you can leave it empty because you can put them in to start the second.
So Romiak will serve it. Heedle for the face-off against Chaco. This has been
wild first period.
If the game featured everything, it'd be a good game. It's been one period. Kubalik sends it back up to Kempny. Across he goes. Tomaszek back across. Kubalik center, score! Sedlak on the tip, and the Czechs throw it around and take their first lead on Sedlak's second of the period. That was nice.
That was pretty. When you're in power play, what you want to try to do is go through the box, not around it. So starts on one side, zip it through, right back against the grain. No one has time to recover, not the defenseman, not the goaltender. And a beautiful return feed. That's the second primary by Kubalik in this period. As Sedlak there just has to pivot, stay away from the goaltender, provide a target, and that took less than 30 seconds. 11 seconds is actually, to be exact, for Czechia to get their first on a 5-minute major.
And still lots of time to go. And they leave the Hedel unit back out there. They were just getting warmed up. Here is Kempney with it. He's back for Hedel. The pass is in behind him. 5 goals scored here in the first. Here comes Hedel again, a backhand shot. Turned away by Skorvanek. Sedlak.
Good keep.
Kempney holds. Kubalik centers it, tipped by Hedel, put that high.
Good stick by Ivan just to pick it off as it was headed to Hedel for another backdoor tip. His first power play unit doesn't even have Cervenka on it.
No.
The guy who led the tournament in scoring last year. They have Hedel on there. And
now Cervenka comes out.
Advantage having a little more offensive depth. Going forward with it.
Kostalak plays that back to Cervenka for Sabotka. Now back at the point. That's hammered off the goalpost. The point shot by Kostalak rings off the iron, up and out.
That one caught a piece of somebody around the hash marks. They go with the behind the net set, drag everyone down, and yeah, there it is.
Oh, off a stick, off the post.
Halapik, almost accidentally on purpose, just hits the top of his blade. But when you set up behind the net, draws all the penalty killers' eyes and attention down towards your crease, can open up point shots and easy access for those one-timers.
Comes again and shoots. That's blocked in front. It trickles back down. And that time Skorvanek able to get the glove on it.
Czechia understanding 10, 12 seconds left on the clock. No point in setting up too much, looking for shots right away as Kari Jalonen would be pleased with how his team navigated a pretty turbulent first period.
Time winding down here in the period. Koch trying to move that away, and there'll be 3 minutes and 38 seconds of power play time to carry over for the Czechs into the second period. They trailed twice, but have grabbed the lead late, 3-2 after the opening 20 minutes.
Shots on goal in the first period. Czechia 9, Slovakia 14. In the opener, the score between Team Finland and USA is 1-0.
Hey, Marek, have a good one, hey? Hey, Roman, have a good one, hey? Team on board, boys. 1, 2, 3, T's right, let's go. Rock and roll. Yeah. Good hit, boys. Stay on the floor, 87, stay on. You're good, you're good, you're good. You're good. No, no. Good, stay on. Hands off, loose. Good, good. Watch it, please. Boys, boys, stop it here. Blue, let's go this way. Good. Blue, let's go, 28, let's go. Good.
Ladies under review to confirm the penalty call on the ice.
Ludek, trener moment video całokształt.
Martin Romiak, who scored the opening goal of this game and the tournament, will start in the penalty box, serving the 5-minute major handled to Mislav Rozendic for kneeing on Yuri Chernok. Chernok is back out for the start of the second period, and so Czechia will start with 3 minutes and 38 seconds of power play time to open this period, up 3-2.
I thought you were going to suggest, and so are both goaltenders.
Yes.
Because that would have
Well, you wondered.
maybe a question the coaches would have considered at some point in the first period as well, given how it went.
Both, to varying degrees, knocked one in their own net. And the Slovaks will fire it back down the ice. Slovaks are right back in action tomorrow night against the host Latvians. And we'll talk about it more tonight, but the host nation does get some leeway in making the schedule, and the Latvians are taking full advantage. As Kubalik moves in, that's kicked away by Skorvanek. After today's game against Canada, Latvia's next 5 are against teams that have played the night before. That was almost a breakaway pass
for Gelman sneaking in alone.
So the Latvians get 5 straight against tired teams.
Listen, you go through the, you know, the trouble of hosting, you get the odd perk.
Sure. 5 perks in a row. Kubalik drops it back.
I would do the same.
Tomaszek plays that back for Kempny. Kubalik back for Kempny. Played back across, and that shot by Tomaszek was blocked. Tomaszek plays it back to Kempny. Across to Kubalik, who hammered that high. Now a chance for the Slovaks, shorthanded. Suko working with Cehlarik. A centering pass, and Cehlarik could not knock that out of midair. Need a lacrosse stick for that pass. Sedlak for Kubalik. Kostalak back across. Kubalik hammers that towards the goal, and that shot was blocked by Gaidos. Tomaszek takes it back. Kubalik, a shot kicked out by Skorvanek. On the second try, Gaidos sends it down.
3 one-timer passes that were not quite in the sweet spot. Both directions, from the point to the wingers. A little too far in front, a little too far behind, not letting the shooters place it right where they want to on their shots.
Chervenka was poke checked there by Ivan, and Chervenka regroups. Czechs will play Kazakhstan on Sunday. They'll wrap up the preliminary round of this tournament against Canada 10 days from now. Kostalak back to Spacek. Still 80 seconds to go in this Czechia 5-minute power play. Sobotka. Chervenka plays it back to Kostalak. Looks across. Spacek couldn't handle that pass, and Konashko sends it down.
Front foot one-timer pass, no good. You got to put it between the feet.
Sobotka spins that back to Chervenka. And Chervenka loose in the corner. Back down to Sobotka. At the point, Kostalak plays it across. That shot by Spacek blocked. And the puck went so high in the air it hit the rigging over the ice.
Back foot one-timer pass. He can't elevate it. And these are the challenges they have. Now they got to, they're good shooters. They can still hit it hard, but not right where they wanted. The best chance the power play might have gone to Slovakia as Clark would have had to pick that one out of the air. Remember, he missed the backdoor tap in the first period as well. That was on the ice. He couldn't quite connect.
Slovakia led this game 1-0 and 2-1. A shorthanded goal tied it up for Czechia rather, and then the power play goal late in the period to give the Czechs their first lead. Scramble draw. Kubalik plays that back across for Tomaszek. And now Kubalik shoots. He hammered that wide. Tomaszek.
Nice touch.
For Hedel. He's taken down. 30 seconds to go on the Czechia power play. Kempny for Kubalik. Kubalik goes back across. That's picked off and set down the ice by Okular.
Good adjustment by Slovakia, taking away those middle seams that they gave up on the power play goal against.
In comes Kubalik, tied up there by Kellerman. Sedlak for Kempny. Tomaszek back for Kubalik, who tapped that back wide.
Repeat of the goal that he scored in the first.
Vivek chips it in for Kellerman moving in. Final seconds now of the Czechia power play. And the 5-minute man advantage ends. The Czechs score once on it to take a 3-2 lead. Mario German spins back and leaves that there for Suko. From a sharp angle, that shot taken by Hudacek, deflected wide. Another chance on the point by Gaidos off a skate. Now German pounds that wide. Spot check with it. Throws it back for Dvorak. And Kondratek was it back down to the Slovak zone. Lapik looks down to Schmeichel. The spot check back with it. In the corner he goes to Lapik. Svozil shoots, loose puck on the line, and it stayed out. Schmeichel plays that back to Jordan. Jordan shoots, that deflects wide. Spot check back with it. Spot check. Hammered there in the corner by Gaidos. And now Suko lifts it back down in the Czechia zone. Icing called against the Slovaks.
A very tired, somewhat sore defensive team in Slovakia's got to stay on the ice as the point shot through all the traffic. Vanek trying to find it, trickles through. Oh! Little curl weight to the draw to the right is rolling on its end.
If that's the in turn, it's in, but that was the out turn.
Yeah, that's exactly off the post. My goodness, and no chance for Spacek to get a hold of it. Point shots in traffic seem to be the order of the day in this game.
Vanek shot deflects wide. And Connaught sends it back down. Chernak throws that through the crease. Back at the point is Connaught. Ronald Connaught plays for Tucson in the American Hockey League. Signed as a free agent by the Arizona Coyotes. Now Chernak banks it off a pad. Here's Connaught back with it. Connaught spent last year's first year in North America, had a pretty good year in Tucson. Vanek. Locked down there by Gaidos.
Stay on if you're Czechia. They're so tired. Don't let them move it out easily.
And they're not letting them finally. Hudacek lifts it back down to the Czechia line. A long change this period. So
that's an ice though.
Oh, they're not going anywhere. And this is a long, long shift now.
Sukel's trying to get off. He got tackled by the linesman.
He's desperate to get off.
He's like, no, no, please.
He's like a prison break. You're trying to get over the wall there.
Let me sit down. And he's the guy who's got to take the face off and play down low. Get up your Baranek's face. They're having a conversation about it, but Sukel should not waste his energy because he's got to play some more defense against Hedel.
Yeah.
Who's over the boards.
The big boys come out for Czechia. And they control off the draw. Kubalik to Chervenka. And Chervenka pivots back. Chervenka back for Kondratek. Kempny. These guys are gassed now. Hudacek gets to it. It's at the center. He gets off.
change.
Suko gets off. They get 2 off. Hedl in, shoots. Whistle, that's just wide. Kondratek keeps it alive. So still 3 tired Slovaks on the ice. Cervenka. Caught up behind the goal. Hedl back on it. Cervenka. Back around to Hedl. Kempny. Hedl with it. Kempny chips it back across to Kondratek. A backdoor pass. Hedl shoots at the goal post. And Ivan plays it back out. Icing waved off, and the remainder of the exhausted Slovaks get off the ice.
Well, they took advantage. They got the chance they wanted. Hedl on the back door. Rang the bar. Just felt that almost a little center bar.
Yeah.
But they would have been blown dead by now. And Hedl didn't react, and he would know.
Kostelnik shoots. That goes just wide. And Kanashko sends it rink wide to Regenda. Dvorak goes back on him. They collide hard in the corner. Regenda pulls that free. He's spilled by Sedlak. Lantoshi plays it back in. Now the bouncing puck right in front. That's rolled wide by Lantoshi. And now the Czechs ice it with 12:21 to go here in the second period.
Oh, first 7.5 minutes of this period have been played in the Slovakian end. And here's the chance by Hedl. He goes short side.
That's 2 posts.
Did that go post-post?
Yeah, I think so. Bing, bing.
And that's why I reacted strangely, because that did not come off the short post naturally.
No.
Because it didn't. That's post-post. That's hard to do. That is hard to do. Slovakia survives a tired sequence for a few minutes in their own end. Barely.
Rivik off the face-off.
Well, that's a late hand up. That's Panik who got hit knee on knee.
So a power play coming now for Slovakia. Get the extra skater on the ice. Back at the point, that's hammered towards the goal. Rubets wasn't sure what it was. Miro German got that shot away. And the Slovaks to the power play, down 1 in a moment. A festival atmosphere here in Riga on the opening day of the 2023 World Hockey Championship. Neighbors, sometimes friends, Slovakia and Czechia in a 3-2 game led by Czechia. Sobotka goes off for a trip, and so Slovakia gets another power play. Scored on one, give him a shorthanded goal on another.
Opportunity to kind of get a foothold into the second period where they haven't had the puck very much.
Kanashko. Romiak, that centering pass knocked down by Sedlak, who has the shorthanded goal for Czechia.
He was thinking about another one.
He was half out of the zone already, and now backhands it down.
He's a dominant player. He's as strong as anybody out on the ice right now.
Flecked up, thrown down. Okular brings it back in for Slovakia. Drops it back to Romiak. Kanashko walks in, waits, and shoots. That was blocked by Schmeichel. Now played back across by Suko. Binocular couldn't reach it. Here's Connaught with it. Yanks that back down to the Slovak zone. Shots are 7-2 Czechia here. I'll pick back up in the corner. At the point. Held by Rivik. Legenda tries to work that free. He was tied up and it's set down the ice by Nemecek.
Not enough puck support for Slovakia in the offensive zone. Too many forwards playing one-on-one or one-on-two when they have the man advantage.
Cehlarik drops it back. Kellerman shot. Pinball's wide. Here's Panik back at the point with it. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Cehlarik. Rivik takes the return pass. Cehlarik shoots. And a stop made by Rubets. Panik plays it back in. Time winding down on this power play. Rivik plays it back across. That's hammered wide by Hudacek. Held by Panik. Slides it back across as Saboka steps back on. Kellerman in the corner for Hudacek. The referee got spilled. Now Jordan back with it. That goes off the stick of Ivan as Saboka bears it on him. Off the bench comes Hedel. Takes that back to Kempny. Couldn't hold the line, and Kempny plays that back to Kudratev. Got slammed there by Panik.
Yes, the knee's feeling okay.
Whistled down by Lantoshi, and they'll call that icing. They got the microscope out for that one. He was just shy of center ice.
I think goalie caught it, so no icing.
Shouldn't be.
One of those ones where you're not supposed to go to break on this, but we're going to anyways.
Just past 5:30 local time here in Riga. Still to come tonight, Canada and Latvia on day one of the World Hockey Championship.
That will be fun.
We will get
everyone we've come across in the city is
yeah,
trying to get tickets to the game, trying to get to watch the game.
long shot taken there by German.
And worth noting, 2 years ago, Canada lost to Latvia in the round robin here in an empty building.
2-0 on the opening day of the tournament. Latvia's first ever win against Canada at the World Championship. Some of the most full-throated fan bases in the international community.
See Philip Hedel there take a wild swing. He didn't like Hudacek getting into his hand on a drop. And so he went with a golf swing. Not really trying to hit him, but even the faceoffs are getting contested hotly.
If you could ever get the beer vending rights here, never work again. Cehlarik centers it right in front. That's tapped wide by Hudacek. Gaidos. And throw that back in front. Kondratek picks it off for Kempny. Tipped to center ice by Cervenka. Cervenka trying to move in there, but Gaidos took his stick away. Or German, rather. And now Sukal has it back. Up ahead for Cehlarik. And that pass just misfired, actually called against Slovakia.
Same line that's been caught out there a couple times.
And Mike, for a team that is often overmatched 5-on-5 as Slovakia is, the power play is so important for them.
Yeah, the special teams got to make up the difference. They're going to have a hard time scoring, so they got to get their goals in the power play. They can't give up too many in the penalty kill because you're not going to make it up. Craig Ramsey knows this as well as anyone. He's a pretty good defensive player in his own right.
By the way, he has become a deeply beloved figure in Slovakia.
He's a wonderful man. He was my coach down in Tampa 20 years ago. He was a good cop to John Tortorella's less than good cop.
The pass is picked off by Lantoshi. Lifts it ahead for Cehlarik. And this time he carefully gains center ice and plays it down. German. In for Sukal. He was muscled off the puck by Spacek. And Kostalak. Back around for Schmeichel. Bopik with it. And brought back out now by Ocular. Ocular walks in, holds and shoots. It goes off a stick high off the glass.
Vega's given a lot of space to walk in there on his forehand. Ocular gets to a very good scoring position. And Dvorak just keeps retreating. He's got Sukal driving center lane, but he just keeps, at some point, you got to kind of challenge him. I guess he gets in a pretty good spot to block him, but that is a dangerous shot opportunity for Ocular. A little time in the CHL.
Yeah, Sherbrooke.
Lethbridge.
Yeah, plays in the Czech league now.
It's amazing how many countries the Slovakian players journey through on their hockey career.
Koch with it. Shoots, that goes high. An out shot deflects wide. Off the point shot of Regenda. Tomaszek plays it back around. Jordan lifts it back in. Of course, for a long time, for players from Czechia and Slovakia, the KHL was an option. A lot of them played there, and of course, most European players have elected not to play in that league.
Including some teams no longer participating in that league.
So Bratislava, Slovakia used to have a team in the KHL. Regenda moves in. Of course, Russia and Belarus remain barred from competition this season.
Riga was one of the teams in the KHL. I don't think they're in it anymore.
No, and the Latvian league actually folded. Baranek. Got it behind the goal, plays that back for Chernok. At the point, held by cannot shoot. Stop made by Skorvanek through the traffic. Kellerman up for Janusik. In comes Panik with it. Battling there with Nemecek. Janusik. Plays it back in. Kellerman picks it free, works it back in front. Panik couldn't reach it, now rolls that wide. Nemecek back with it. And Tanaka hammered down by Panik. Jakob Fleck plays it back in. And here's Skorvanek with it. Janusik chips that back down. Lantoshi trying to play it around. Kempny picked it off.
6 guys out there. There are 6 guys out there. There are now 5 for Slovakia.
Wow, that was a long time with 6 skaters out there.
The guy got all the way to center ice before scurrying back to the bench.
Don't attract attention to yourself. That's the key.
That's the key. You can't go flying over the boards.
Just casually get back.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Now the Czech fans in full voice. Gaidos gains center ice and fires that down. Picked up by Kondratek. Schmeichel had it picked up by Gaidos. His shot was blocked, and Spacek plays it out. Quickly hustling back was Sukal to knock that away. Gaidos. Hudacek for Cehlarik. Lapik was hammered down. He was hit with a thundering body check in the first period as well.
Same guy got him again.
Yeah. Out comes Cehlarik. Inside 5 to go here in the second period. Shots are 5-3 Slovakia in the second. Sobotka winds his way in. Sobotka. Buffalo Sabres, St. Louis Blue. Buffalo Sabre in his NHL career. Sedlak. Kostelak for Sobotka. Sobotka. Lines that back down to Kostelak, and now the point shot hammered wide by Tomaszek. Dvorak brings it back in. The defenseman got poke checked behind the goal. Chernok throws around for Tomaszek. That's picked off by Kanashko. And Hudacek slides it back down to the Czech zone. (1-1) in Tampere between Finland and the United States. Cutter Gauthier has scored.
Very nice.
For the United States. One of the
great
young guns they brought.
names
Yeah.
for the American team. That will be getting tested here in the men's world. They recently graduated from the World Juniors. I'm sure the crowd there will be raucous as it is here. We were walking around Old Town last night, and there were plenty of jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
For both these countries out and about.
Yeah. Janacek plays it back across Ivan with a shot that's gloved by Rubats. 3:41 to go here in the second period. Czechia leads 3-2. Lukas Sedlak is playing in his first World Championship for Czechia and has scored in his first 2 shots.
That'll work. I remember him from his NHL days, the games he played, and he had the big body, but wasn't as effective as using it as he looks to be here. He protects it, skating well, making good plays, and of course he's got the 2 goals. One an easy one, a nice one.
Ivan has it picked off by Hedl. Slides ahead, Cervatic working in. Shoots, and the stop is made by Skorvatic. So a good chance there for Cervenka. Tomashi moves it into Hromiak. Hromiak back for Janacek. Now Tomashi puts that wide. 2 of the last 3 meetings between Slovakia and Czechia at the World Championship have gone to overtime. They've played very close games historically. Cervenka bumped by Regenda. Kempny plays it back around to Hedl. Philip Hedl winds his way in, slides it back across. Zaboral's jumped up. Zaboral centers it, and Lapik put that wide. Hedl throws it back, and that long shot taken there by Zaboral, kicked out by Skorvatic. And Zaboral has to be careful. He had Kellerman moving in on him. 2.5 to go here in the second period. Lapik. Looking off the puck by Ivan. Lapik holds as the Czechs are making a late change. Schmeichel. Back to Spacek. Nemecek. To Spacek. Cannot. Moves it back, and that point shot in all kinds of traffic as Nemecek trying to fire that through about 6 bodies. Cannot. Being forced there by Panik, holds the puck and moves up to Spacek. Up to center ice, Sobotka. Checks the middle of a change as Sobotka works in. Got a stiff arm there from German. Tomaszek. It's back around to Sedlak. At the point, Kostalik's shot was blocked. Dvorak to Tomaszek. He's tied up there by German. And Gaidos has it back for Slovakia. Both teams change as Gaidos throws that in. And that's gloved and held by Rubets. And now down goes Gaidos.
A little shove by Kostelik. Let him know he's there. And Slovakia has done a good job in this period of defending, bending, but not breaking. Just slinging their own end there. Yeah, not much there. Gaidos just loses an edge, crashes into the net. And 21 years old is trying to set Gaidos. Still getting introduced to this World Championship level. Games like this, atmospheres like this.
Yeah. He's only had international experience within the under-18s in 2019. Koch with it. And now Fleck has it back. Slovaks have tinkered with development over the years. They used to have a Team Orange program sponsored by a cell phone company that would keep their best under 20 players together all season. They played against teams in the Czech Extra or Slovak Extra League, but they got massacred night after night, so they switched that up to the under-18 team. But the Slovaks had a banner year last year. The bronze medal at the Olympics. 3 players drafted in the first round of the NHL draft. It was, of course, Slavkovsky, first overall to Montreal. Simon Nemec, second to New Jersey. Philip Meshar went there in that first round, also to Montreal.
We've seen a lot of Slavkovsky jerseys on the fans. He clearly has got rock star status.
He played last year in the tournament, of course, recovering from the knee injury this year.
He was pretty good last year in all those tournaments. The Olympics put him on the radar.
Yeah.
The World Championship put him over the top.
Adam Sikora, another good young Slovak, who was terrific in that tournament last year.
Drafted by the Rangers.
Yeah.
Nobody's happier than when that Sikora got his first ever international goal with the men's team.
That Sikora was.
Yeah, he was delighted.
Kubalik poked it there by Ivan. Lays it back down to the Czech zone as Dvorak goes back. The second period very different than the first. All 5 goals in the game scored in the first period. And as Cervenka chips it back down to the Slovak zone.
And not so much stuff.
Yes.
Extra stuff, big hits, scrums.
We've had a 5-minute major and a game misconduct handed out in this game. A couple of thundering hits. And the teams will go to the dressing room with the same score they had after the first. 3-2 Czechia leads on day 1 of the World Hockey Championship.
Shots on goal in the second period. Team Czechia 5, Team Slovakia 6.
Veteen 2. modrá perióda. Czechia 5, Slovakia 6.
In the score between Team Finland and Team USA is 1-1.
Metieni vārtiem otrajā periodā. Čehija 5, Slovākija 6.
White, blue. Stick, stick! Good hit, boys, don't get too late! Good, good, please, get out! Get out! Get out! Good! Stick down, stick down! Puck is loose, stick down! Skate, 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 good! Good, good, good! Good hit, boys! Hey, boys! Okay? We need the stick in the wide! We need the stick in the wide, okay? Move, boys, move, move, move! Hands off, skate, skate, let's go! Go, good battle, boys, good battle! Stay out! Stay out! Stay out!
Roman Cervenka as the go-ahead, the tie goal rather for Czechia in that opening period. The go-ahead goal scored late by Lukas Sedlak. The Czechs have a 3-2 lead to start the second period. They have trailed the game twice. As Skorovic has 3 goals on 15 shots. The other end of the ice, Rubens has had his moments. 2 goals on 20 shots, not one in his own net.
That's a polite way to describe it. Neither goaltender has looked particularly sharp. Now, Rubens didn't have too much to do with just 6 shots against that second period. But if I'm either team, the intermission message would be, put pucks on net, go searching for rebounds, because both goaltenders are kicking them right in the slot.
So the difference here would be in the 2 approaches. Karel Vejmelka, the goaltender for the Arizona Coyotes, is not dressed for this game for Czechia, so he's still being held back for them. The Slovaks don't have a goaltender who has played in this tournament before.
Craig Ramsey, before the game, one of the guys to step up and become game 1, which they need. Rubix is been just okay so far.
Here come the Czechs, 2-on-1. Hedl with Kubalik. Hedl works in. Little backhand shot was blocked there. As Kellerman sprawled in front of that. Now picked off by Cervenka. For the trailer, Kempny working in. His pass knocked away. Now Kempny rockets that high and wide. Kanashko had the wall sealed. Hedl centers it for Kubalik. And Cervenka has it back. Now to Hedl. Hedl mentioned a breakout year. 22 goals for the Rangers this year.
And a nice extension.
Yeah.
Middle of the season.
Chance on the side of the goal. Hedl couldn't connect on that. He was a first-round pick of the Rangers a few years ago. Took a while to get his feet under him in the NHL.
The Rangers young players haven't had a great run of popping early.
Right. Capo Caco, Alexis Lafreniere among that young group in New York. Now that pass is picked off and flipped down the ice by Rivik.
You go to Krasov and Nils Lundqvist, and they've had a few high-end talents that haven't quite landed the way they thought they would.
So when this game is over, they'll clear up the thousands of empty beer cups, tidy up and get ready for thousands more as Latvia moves in to play Canada. And Latvian fans have been in fine form all day in the streets of Riga.
Well, they have a pretty high bar to get over,
so to speak.
Because Czechia, Slovakia have both been well represented. Lots of fun in the stands. We've been around great NHL arenas. It's different. Different atmosphere.
And the atmosphere outside is tremendous as well. A real festival of the game. Schmeichel, who took a nasty stick in the face during practice yesterday, has the full cage on to start this tournament. Here's Spacek with it. Spins off Sukel.
Sukel struggles down below the goal line. Smaller guy.
Zaboral to Jordan. Now Zaboral shoots, that got through. Stop made by Skorvanik. And the rebound poked wide. Klapik to Schmeichel. And Schmeichel throws down Koch. Now picked up by Sukal. His line mates need a change. And Sukal rattles that in.
Oh, and he touched the middle. He had German right down the slot.
German was coming right in off the bench. Kamashak. Out with Sabotka. In comes Vladimir Sabotka. On German. Regenda. Drop that back for Gaidos. Sedlak chips that back down on goal. Sedlak scored his first 2 shots of the World Hockey Championship. Played a couple World Juniors and the Olympics for Slovakia. Returned to the NHL this year after a 4-year absence, but in mid-season went back home to Czechia. Ivan fires that wide of the goal. Kempney back to pick it up. Lantoshi steps into him, forces that free. Chaho pokes at that. Ocular drops it back to Ivan. Long shot by Ivan goes off a leg and wide. Here's Kempney back with it. Fleck chips it out, and as Kellerman came back in, the play is called offside at the Czech blue line.
Gentleman trying to come off the bench. He knows it was offside. He knew he wasn't going to get there. As you know, Kellerman played this year in Tucson, Arizona's farm team.
Yeah.
A decent year.
As a free agent.
30 points in just under 59 games. So
he also played 14 games with the Coyotes. Scored his first NHL goal.
Time in the NHL. He's got his head coach coaching Canada here, watching him.
Andre Tournier will be the head man for Team Canada.
It's a good organization to be a part of if you want a shot.
Opportunity abounds. Vivek plays that back to Gaidos. Here's German with it. German played for Red Deer and Kootenay in the Western Hockey League. Vivek trying to knock that back. The pass was picked off. And Vivek has it back. Hedl on the forecheck. We talked about off the top of the show, Mike, that a different role for Hedl. Centering the top line, the go-to guy in the power play. Now that long shot right in the goal line.
Richard Panik tried to knee it in.
The goal horn sounded.
Did not go in, went across the front of the net.
I think the referee is indicating, the face-off will be in the Czech zone, but
more candy from Rubich. Just catch the puck. And Panik's trying to get the side of the legs onto the puck, either direct it in or tap it back in front where he can get it with the stick and just scoots across the front of the net before the net is knocked off. I think they're saying that the Czech defender, Dvorak, shoved Panik into the net. That's why it was knocked off, face-off inside the zone. But I think that one, if you could stop sideways, that's not a kicking motion. If you could direct that one into the zone, but it just reinforced the message on Rubens. Just, you gotta shoot on this guy. He is fighting it. No such thing as a bad shot when a goalie's feeling like that.
Janešek to Koch. And played back down to the Czech zone. Rubens back for it. 31-year-old. Playing in his 3rd World Championship. Also playing the Olympics for Czechia. Sukal. Back down to Salarik. Here's poke check by Schmeichel. Michal Jordan plays it back to center ice. Schmeichel slides it back across. Fleck plays it back in. Spot check. Chips it back down to Schmeichel. His pass is picked up by Janešek, and the Slovaks are away. Sukal in across the line, trying to center it. That was off the stick of Zaboral. Now back at the point, here's Kanashko. Drops it back, and a long shot taken by Sukal was blocked in front. Romiak. Back down to Regenda. Regenda, nifty pass there for Sukel. To Ivan, that's picked off. And Tomaszek sends it back out for Czechia. Pavel Regenda fires it back down to the Czech zone. The Slovaks looking for the equalizer. Led this game twice. Tomaszek up for Sedlak. In comes Sedlak, throws it back in front, just missed Sobotka with that pass. Now Sobotka back down to Sedlak. Hat trick hunting here in the third period. Tomaszek spins off that check. Sedlak had his shot blocked. Cannot. Back for Sobotka, throws it on goal, kicked away by Skorvanek. And now brought out by Tomashi. Fires it down the Czech zone, wrong side of center ice. Icing called against the Slovaks.
A tough turnover for Tomashi. Wanted to get it over and get it in. There's a time in the defensive zone, and it was Sedlak again. Manning the puck along the wall, getting to the slot, breaking down defensive zone coverage. Now he's left a tired group out there for the next line to attack.
Right. Face-off not done fairly.
They have really struggled with the face-offs. Guys are jumping and swinging early. It was just great for the guy. Tomashi's still huffing and puffing, trying to catch his breath. He'll take the extra 20 seconds.
Chernak for the face-off. He was hit by Miroslav Rosadic in the first period. Rosadic got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for that. Czech scored the go-ahead goal on that 5-minute power play. Chernak had that pass picked up by Lantoshi, who was off to the races. As much as he could be, as exhausted as he is. German. Back to Kanashko. He'll complete the change as he makes his way off the ice. Okular lost his stick. Lantoshi tries to play the puck back for Chaho. Kadrata. Up to Baranek. He was bumped there by Okular. And Chaho brings it back in for Slovakia. He and Dvorak collided behind the goal. That's poked free by Kostelak. Hedl for Chervenka. Hedl's shot dribbles down. And the puck is gloved by Skorvanek. 3-2, Czechia leads here in the third period. It's a dance party here in Riga. Slovak fans trying to urge their team on to a tying goal here in the third period. 8 teams in each group, the top 4 in each advance to the quarterfinals. Czechs won the bronze medal last year, beating the United States in the third place game. Their first medal in 9 tournaments. At the point, here's Janacek. Rivik was down to Panik. And Kellerman had the puck knocked away by Hedl. Out for Kubalik. And now Hedl comes in. Philip Hedl works in the last second. Koch got a stick on him and knocked it away from the danger area for Slovakia. Schmeichel. Wrist that back in. Here's Zaboral back with it. Zaboral. The Boston Bruins tied up in the corner. Here's Spacek with it. Michael Spacek. Pivots back in the corner. Flips that back to Zaboral, but through his feet. Back up to center ice. He's got Cehlarik bearing in on him. Another Bruin draft pick. Cehlarik was a third-round pick in 2014. Zaboral first rounder in 2015. That centering pass knocked out. Sukol fans on a chance now for Spacek. He's got Fleck with him. And Schmeichel the trailer. Spacek pivots back in the corner. Lays that back to Schmeichel. Schmeichel shoots. Bouncing puck in front. And Skorvanek has it.
Thought Spacek might have an angle on Sukal on the back check, but he was able to get back, tie him up, force some zone play, and Miguel drifts one in there, catches Yvonne right in front for Skorvanek, ties it up. I like to see this out of the defensive center. You win the battle in your own end, knock the guy down, make a play, skate it up, then attack yourself, and he was almost in alone as Josh had a no speed, no gap. It was a desperation stick play.
Off the draw, Tomaszek's shot was blocked. It's only one power play in the second period. Slovakia had it, although the Czechs began the second on the man advantage. That long shot tipped just wide. Oh, Romeo buried in the corner by Nemecek.
Crunch. Awkward.
German knocked down. And Guido's back with it. Rolling puck, plays it back in. He got shivered to the Czech bench. And Tomáši spins it back for Slovakia. And the Slovaks wind it back out. As the Slovak fans chanting Slovensko. Now back at the point. Janešek, a shot that goes wide. Kondratek works it along the boards. Janešek holds and fires that back down to Lantoshi. Lantoshi tried to center it, and that was blocked by Chernok. Kondratek back to center ice. Janešek plays it back across the Koch. Wrists it back in. Kellerman knocked down by Dvorak. Now a centering pass. Konashko in, shoots, and that was blocked by Kepney. Back up the Czechs, 3 wide. Kubalik for Sedlak. Sedlak in, shoots, and the stop is made by Skorvanek as Sedlak was looking for his third. 3-2, the Czechs lead in the third. 2 in Czechia leading here, 8:46 to go in the third period. Slovaks led twice in the first. Off the face-off, Dvorak plays that back, and the shot taken there by Kostelec was blocked. Punching the other was Kellerman. For Slovakia, Kellerman. Back down to Hudacek. That pass from Rivik just missed him. Now Hudacek back on it. And the point goes Ivan to Kanashko. Back to Ivan, has a look, plays it across, and the hard shot hammered there by Hudacek. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Sedlak picks it up, but can't clear it out. Hudacek shoots. We got a penalty coming now.
Sedlak having a word with Hudacek. The initial call was going against Slovakia.
Hudacek's going to get it here. 8:16 to go, if he's the only one to go. And that's how it looks right now.
Good little push in the offensive zone for Slovakia.
Slashing call to Hudacek will put the Czechs on the power play with 8:16 to go.
Buzzing around, and so
It's a slash into the cuff of the glove. The fact that it caused a turnover in a dangerous area makes it more glaring. I don't know why Sedlak's so upset. It's barely got him. But when you turn it over because of it, it's hard to ignore.
Right. So Sedlak scored the power play. He's really been a major figure in the game. Had the short-handed goal, the time they gave it 2, the power play goal, and put the Czechs ahead.
He's been the best player up front for Czechia. Along with Filipino, they're both out there on the power play.
This guy, Michael Kempny's been the stabilizing force on the back end. Kubalik up after Kempny, who leads the rush now for Czechia.
1-on-4, he's wondering where everybody is.
Now played back down the ice by the Slovaks. David Tomaszek, former Belleville Bull in the Ontario Hockey League. Beetle to Kubalik to Sedlak. Laid back around to Kubalik.
Trying to get it off the wall, stop ringing it around, pull it off the wall, and pass it to somebody.
Tomaszek back to Kempny.
There you go.
Kempny plays it across for Kubalik. Kempny feeds it across. It's teed up for Hedel. Now Kempny shoots, tipped in front. Loose puck.
Oh!
What a save!
Oh!
What a stop by Skorvanik. How did he stop that? And in front as well, Patrick Koch sprawls the block.
what a sequence. They go for a little pop play to Hedel, gets through him. That would have been a high stick, but it's played out, and I think you're right. Does Koch get a piece and kick it over the bar? This would have been the game. 4-2 for Czechia. Oh, kick saving a beauty. He's got the wide open net, Tomaszek.
Now, would that have counted? It was a high stick.
No, it would not have counted. It would have reviewed. Sounded like I touched it after his high stick. But don't take away from the save. That's what Tomaszek tells himself. It's okay that I missed because it would never have counted. Would not have counted anyways. But man, oh man, what a save.
Spacek slides that back to Stalak. Chernok for Cervenka. Cervenka to Saboka. Back for Cervenka. Played back across. Spacek, a shot that was blocked by Kanashko. Spacek back with it. To Stalak. Spacek feeds it back across, and a good shot there by Cervenka on Cervenka. Spacek slides it back down, takes the return pass, feeds across. Cervenka for Kostelec, tees it up and shoots. That was blocked by Chaho. Kostelec, Cervenka. Down the goal mouth, that pass misfired for Chernok. 3 shots on goal for the Czechs, and that power play remains a 1-goal lead. 6 to go here in the third. Kostelec back across to Dvorak. Meanwhile, in Tampere, the United States leading Finland 3-1.
That is surprising.
Yeah.
On the Americans.
Alex Tuck, the third goal for Team USA.
Here we go, one more look at it. Oh, he got the toe off the ice even. That is, yeah, that's right. That was an unbelievable save.
But I'm with you. I don't think it would have counted in the end. But don't tell Puff that.
Jordan can't hold the line. Now spins back. German gets tied up. Threw down Hedel. Schmeichel pokes that back. Jordan's got to be careful with Kellerman bearing in. Panik almost kept that play onside. Now Hedel gets crunched there by Kellerman. Aranek lays it back to center. Koch back to pick it up. 5 to go here in the third period. This has been the same score since late in the first. A wild opening period in this game. These fans will sleep well tonight. Tomaszek. In with Sedlak. In comes Sedlak. Winds in a backhand shot. Rebound. Oh, what a stop there by Skorvanek.
One of his best of the night.
Yeah. Keeps it a 1-goal game. Sukel. Not for Hudacek. That pass misfired for him. Nemecek goes very high off the glass to knock it out. Sukel to Kanashko for Hudacek. Brick wide pass. In comes Roganda with a shot. And once again, Rubas got just a piece of that. Cervenka winds in. Tamashi takes him in. And Regenda back with it. Dvorak ups that back to Kostala. Ashko to Regenda. And that pass goes off the stick of Tamashi. Up and out of play. 3:19 to go in the third. Czechia still up by 1. Coach from Finland, the head man behind the bench for Czechia. You see Martin here out on the left, one of the assistant coaches for Czechia. So both teams drawing it up here for the final few minutes. 3:19 to go in the third. Czechia up by 1.
You don't really see Slovakia abandon their structure and chase games. They just kind of stay with it. Looking to have a win against Czechia when trailing after 2 for the first time ever.
Right.
They've never come back when trailing after 2.
Slovaks have just 3 shots here in the third period. Baranek out with Fleck. Baranek. That's a step on Gaidos. Throws that towards the goal, and then Tosi has to knock that away. Chaho moves back in, throws it to the side of the goal. Ocular couldn't hold it. And Baranek plays it back out. Skorvanek, the goaltender, looking for a signal from the bench, and right now it's hold. Pillman works in.
Offside.
Yeah, laid offside. The faceoff will come back outside.
So after Slovakia had 14 shots in the first,
Yeah.
they had 6 in the second, down to 3. Craig Ramsey's group just hasn't been able to muster up, but yet every time they put a puck towards the net, you kind of hold your breath the way Rubik's kicking it around. Not need a great one, just a couple.
Loves that one down. 2:20 to go here. Rivik. Up ahead for Kellerman. Sedlak plays it back out. Moved back in by Koch. Zaboro. For Schmeichel. And inside 2 to go here in the third. Chipped wide of the goal. And now they're getting the goaltender Skorvanek's attention to give him instructions, but Saboka brings it in with Schmeichel. Saboka shoots, and the stop is made by Skorvanek. The faceoff will be in the Slovak zone. 1:42 to go in the third.
You see Slovakia finally decides to hold the line, look for chances offensively, and that gives up a clean 2-on-1, almost a 3-on-1, but Saboka cannot find any space underneath the arm, and Skorvanek has probably looked his sharpest in the third period. He's held Czechia off the board.
Now the Slovaks called timeout.
They'll get a break, get a rest. Diagram who's going out when Skorvanek eventually gets to the bench. Rarely do you see the goaltender called in on the meeting.
Yeah.
What does he need to know? When I wave it, you come.
Now,
Fast as you can.
What's interesting about this is Ramsey doesn't speak Slovak.
Right.
So his instructions have to be relayed by an assistant coach.
And then he has his own little mix of English at the end.
Yeah. But so many of the Slovak players have played in North America, either in junior hockey, the minor pro, or the NHL.
All around the world,
Yeah.
the universal language of hockey is generally English.
Right.
You're over in Europe, the coaches can usually speak to you in that language.
So they'll have Sukala for the face-off, hope to gain possession, get the big boys back on the ice. For one push here for the equalizer. Sedlak to take the face-off for the Czechs. That's one cleanly by Suko. Sedlak knocked that down at the line. That's played back in by Kostelak. Kanashko for Suko. Fires that down. That's gloved and played across by Rubets. The net is empty now for the Slovaks. The extra skaters on as Kanashko goes back. So 6 skaters on 5. Just over a minute to go here in the third period. Kanashko. Rivik.
Look out.
That pass goes rocketing into the Czech bench. Just missed the doctor.
Stitching himself up there at the end of the bench. The one thing that Czechia can do, always defend. They stay so organized.
And especially on this ice.
They understand how to keep to the outside. They're very strong in the physical battles. They're just hard to break down, especially when they're not chasing any more offense. So with the faceoff at center,
Skorvanek goes back in.
Skorvanek will go back in, likely stand out by the hash marks and be ready to go again. I didn't mind Sukal's idea of dumping it in the net and getting a whistle that way. He can't carry it in.
Skorvanek goes again. On comes Hudacek as the extra skater. Inside a minute to go in the third period. Picked up by Kellerman. Back for Kanashko. Sukal to Kellerman. Panik is parked right on the doorstep, and they get him the puck. Kellerman trying to work that free. Still losing the side of the goal. Panik. And a pass knocked away by Kempney. Rivik. Kanashko. Back for Rivik. Shoots! And the save is made by Rubens. And now you've got Kellerman right in the middle of things there.
Accidentally on purpose, tumbling on top of Rubens. Drawcheck helped him down there. That was a good save by Rubik. Tracked it well, swallowed it up, no rebound. Definitely more what you want to see. And this puck gets him right in the chest, though. It's anything on the extremities, pads or gloves. He's had a hard time controlling where it goes. Put that on the far pad and have him spin it right into the slot and see what can happen. Philip Hedl out to take the defense's own face-off.
How about that? Probably not on a Sunday. He gets a lot with the Rangers.
I would think not. Hey, show check. Zibanejad, where are you?
Wins it. And Dvorak lifts that down. A little English on that to spin it wide.
He'll tell you he wasn't going for the empty net. I'm not so sure. Just a very poor effort.
Nice go for Hudacek. Final seconds now, the third period. Kellerman centers it. Hudacek knocks it across. Rivik. Hudacek. 5 seconds to go. Playing across. Panik a shot. He hammered it wide. They had the lock. And time expires. Czechia makes the 1-goal lead stand up for 2 periods plus and win it by a final score of 3-2. Slovakia led the game twice in the early going. Sedlak scored a key shorthanded goal, then a 5-minute major to Mislav Rozadic. Led to the go-ahead goal in the power play, but Panik had a great chance late and just missed.
They got the one look, took them a long time to get it. They found the seam. Panik can really zip it. You go, oh, Rubik's got a piece of it. As it was gonna tuck inside the post to secure the victory. It was a grind. It was close, not surprising between these two rivals. And Czechia will be pleased to start their tournament.
1-0, they'll take on Kazakhstan on Sunday. Slovakia is right back in action tomorrow against the host team from Latvia. The United States beat Finland 4-1 in Tampere on the opening day.
Welcome to, like, it never goes according to plan. It never goes the way you think it will.
And now we'll get the player of the game presentation. The final shots in the game were 26-22 for Slovakia. But 14 of their 26 shots came in the opening period. So we'll get the player of the game presentations and then the Czech national anthem.
Sedlak would be a,
you'd think,
likely contender.
In his World Championship debut, scores twice, scored in his first 2 shots.
Number 7,
Mario German, the defenseman, was the player of the game for Slovakia. Plays in Czechia for Vitkovica. It's been a long, winding road for Sedlak this year. Began in Colorado at the NHL, on to Philadelphia on waivers. Decided to come back home to Czechia. Was named the Czech Player of the Year.
Chose the right place to finish. And he's playing as well as I can remember him ever playing. That was as good as a game as I've ever seen him play. Games like that will get him an invite back to the NHL if he wants to go.
Czechia opens with a 3-2 win over Slovakia on day one of the 2023 World Hockey Championship.
A very physical game here right off the hop between yourselves and Czechia. Was that a part of the game plan heading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tight game. I think the momentum was switching back and forth. A lot of special team work. We had some huge penalty kill and that gave us a chance to still be in the game. But we're missing the last goal there.
Did you feel like that 5-minute major kind of swung the momentum in their favor?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, got us extra work to do, but we got it done on the PK there. But we gotta do more. We're gonna step out of the box, create more chances at the end when we need a goal.
Hard-fought game, nothing to hang your heads on. It was a very tight match. What will the team take away from this that they'll use moving forward?
We're gonna watch it again. Obviously, you know, it's a long tournament. Everybody wants to get off to a hot start, but you know, tomorrow there's a new game tomorrow for us, new chance to win.
I'll ask you a question, you can answer.
Okay.
Just your general thoughts on that game and how the team performed in the tournament opener.
Myslím, že to byl čestný zápas. Momentum išlo na českou stranu, potom trochu ku nám. Veľa presilovek a slaboviek, čiže to nám možno zabralo trochu viac síl, ako sme chceli, ale verím, že máme na čom stavať a zajtra ide nový deň, nový zápas.
Lucas, first of all, congratulations not only on the win, but a fantastic game for yourself. What was working so well for you out there?
I guess I was a little bit lucky as well. Obviously, I tried to work hard every game, but you know, sometimes you just score on your chances. I guess that's what happened today. I got 2 shots to go, so kind of lucky, but I'm happy for the win.
Your team fought back from being down twice in this game. Your shorthanded goal was the one that kind of sparked everything. What did you see on that play?
Well, first of all, I think it was important that we scored that goal because, you know, going down, if we would get one, it would be a different game. So luckily we scored shorthanded goal. I didn't see much. I was just kind of falling down behind the net. So I tried to go around the net and put it in, but I guess it went off the goalie. So kind of lucky, as I said.
Got to be lucky to be good. Regardless, all that action happened in the first period. Did it feel like things tightened up because everyone was settling in and getting used to what was going on out here?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody was a little bit nervous in the beginning. It's the first game, so everybody was fresh, a little bit nervous. Triple hits, a couple bad plays. And, after the first period, I think it was kind of not calm game, but it was quieter and. As I said, happy to be win.
All right, I'm going to get you to answer the question in your mother tongue.
Okay. In Czech, right?
Yep. Just your general thoughts on the game and how big of a win this is for your team to kick off the tournament.
Já si myslím, že super výhra. Jsem rád, že jsme vyhráli 3-2 po tom, co jsme dostali prvního góla. Gól v oslabení nás trošku nakopnul a jsem rád, že jsme to urvali. To první vítězství je vždycky důležitý a doufám, že se od toho odpíchneme.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go enjoy it.
iespējamie līdzekļi. Neskatoties uz pastiprinātajiem drošības uzmanieties no ripām un citiem priekšmetiem, kas var ielidot skatītājus.